Hello. By the end of today's lesson, you need to know what a square of a number is and what the square root of a number is. All right, so first we're going to start with what does it mean to be a square root? To answer this question, you need to be able to answer, well, what is a square? So think in your head, back even maybe all the way to elementary school, and think, well, what is a square? You should be thinking that a square is a quadrilateral with 4 sides, and each of those sides measure the same distance. So if I were to have a distance of x length, like this, to make that a square, well, I just draw a square and have this side also be that same distance. That's about right. So this square, I can go ahead and complete this. The length and the width are x long. So the area of this square is x times x, and we write that as x squared. The square of a number is the number times itself. So this is x squared, and that's a picture of x squared. So what does it mean when I say the square root? Well, the square root is the reverse. So if I give you a number, like this number here, but I want to actually find out, well, what is that number that we squared to get this number, I would take the square root. So in your notes, I want you to put, this is the square root symbol. And if we take the square root of x squared, we are going to get x. Sometimes it's helpful if we give some examples. So let's start with an easy example like 3 squared. So 3 squared, okay, and that equals, well, 3 times 3, which equals 9. So 3 squared equals 9. So if I just get the number 9 and I want to find out the square root of it, I want to find out what did we square to get the number 9. So I'm going to take the square root of 9. And what that means is what number, because if all of this inside equals 9, then what is this number that we multiplied by itself to get the 9 inside? Okay. Now we know up here, well, we squared 3. So the square root of 9 is 3. 3 squared is 9. Let's do another example. Let's go with the square root of 25. So what number did we have to square in order to get 25? So that's what you should be thinking in your head. So what number was squared to get 25? Hmm. 5. 5 squared. 5 times 5 is 25. So the square root of 25 is 5. Now, for this, memorization is key. Down this side, you are going to need to put all of your squares and your square roots. I'm going to do the first couple so you can see what I mean. So, 1 squared equals 1. 1 times 1 is 1. The square root of 1 equals 1. 2 squared equals 4. The square root of 4 equals 2. 3 squared equals 9. The square root of 9 equals 3. 4 squared is 16. The square root of 16 equals 4. You need to continue this pattern all the way down to 17. That's a lot. You may use a calculator to help you. But go ahead and pause the video now and fill out the rest of this. Okay, you should have all of these, and yes, I went all the way to 18 because it's always good to have a little bit extra. You are going to have these memorized. I would go ahead and start making flashcards. I'm going to make a Quizlet that's like an online flashcard thing, and I will link it to our Canvas page so you can start working on those today. Thank you.